Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to take a look at an action hero from the 90s, someone who younger viewers might not know so well, but those of us who are a bit older definitely do. We're talking about the action hero Mel Gibson. I've put together a list of the 10 best films he starred in, and I believe that the movies on this list will also captivate younger viewers who may not have heard of these classics, and they might just discover a new favorite film. So, sit back and relax, and let's dive in. Number 10. Edge of Darkness, 2010, is an action thriller where Mel Gibson plays the role of Thomas Craven, an experienced Boston police officer. When his daughter, Emma Bojana Novakovic, unexpectedly dies in a failed assassination attempt, Craven is determined to uncover the truth and find out who is responsible for her death. He soon discovers that Emma was involved in a dark world of political corruption and illegal activities, and her death was part of a larger conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of power. Devastated by the personal tragedy, Craven begins investigating not only the circumstances of her death but also uncovering the secrets that led to her murder. The film explores themes of power, revenge, morality, and justice. Craven's journey is filled with dangerous situations as he faces relentless forces trying to stop him from uncovering the truth. Number 9. Force of Nature, 2020, is an action thriller set during a devastating hurricane that threatens the city of Puerto Rico. The main character, Detective Leo, Mel Gibson, is assigned to protect the residents of a building from the approaching storm. However, he soon encounters a group of criminals who plan to exploit the chaos caused by the hurricane to rob a nearby bank. When Leo discovers that the criminals are planning to steal millions of dollars, he teams up with a brave woman, Kate Bosworth, and her daughters, who are trapped in a damaged apartment, to stop the robbers and protect them from both the dangerous hurricane and the violent criminals. The film is packed with tension, action scenes, and adrenaline as the characters fight to survive not only the natural disaster but also the criminal threats that endanger everyone around them. Number 8. Father Stu, 2022, is a dramatic film inspired by a true story that follows the life of Stuart Long, played by Mark Wahlberg, a former boxer who decides to become a priest. The film begins as Stu goes through a difficult period in his life, struggling with personal issues, including his past as a violent man and an alcoholic. After a life-changing accident, he decides to dedicate himself to a path of faith. His decision to become a priest is full of challenges, not only because of his past but also due to difficulties with acceptance in the church and his own health problems. The film showcases his inner struggle, his search for faith and life's purpose, as well as his determination to serve others despite all obstacles. Father Stu is a story about redemption, faith, the power of inner transformation, and perseverance in tough times. Number 7. Daddy's Home 2, 2017, is a comedy and the sequel to the 2015 film Daddy's Home, where we once again meet the characters of Brad, Will Ferrell, and Dusty, Mark Wahlberg. Brad, who is the stepfather of Dusty's children, tries to maintain family harmony, but his relationship with Dusty remains tense, especially when they both have to learn how to be good fathers. In this sequel, both fathers decide to spend Christmas together with their children, but things get complicated when their own fathers join the holiday festivities. Brad's father, John Lithgow, and Dusty's father, Mel Gibson, have very different parenting styles, and their arrival leads to a series of comedic situations that threaten the family balance. The film focuses on the funny conflicts between the different generations of fathers and shows how the men try to navigate family relationships, learning to respect each other and find common ground in their roles as fathers. Number 6. Air America, 1990, is an action comedy set during the Vietnam War. The film follows the story of Billy Covington, Mel Gibson, a pilot who finds himself in Sihanoukville, Cambodia, and gets a job with the airline company Air America. Officially, the company was providing humanitarian aid, but in reality, it was linked to the CIA and served as a front for transporting weapons, drugs, and other illegal cargo for secret operations. Billy gradually befriends his colleague, fellow pilot Gene, Robert Downey Jr., and together, they begin to uncover the dark secrets behind the company. The film focuses on their adventures, dangerous missions, and survival, all wrapped in humor, suspense, and absurd situations. Air America not only depicts the harsh realities of war but also incorporates comedic elements within the context of corrupt covert operations, while also touching on more serious themes like ethics and human dignity in times of crisis. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more videos from the film industry. Number 5. Dragged Across Concrete, 2018, is a crime thriller directed by S. Craig Zahler. The film follows the story of two police officers, Brett, Mel Gibson, and Anthony, Vince Vaughn, who find themselves in a tough situation after being suspended for excessive force during an operation. In order to support their families and maintain their livelihoods, they decide to take justice into their own hands and start engaging in illegal activities to earn money. While investigating various criminal activities, they come across a gang planning a major heist, and both officers see an opportunity to get involved in the action. As the story progresses, a dark world unfolds where the characters face moral dilemmas and dangerous situations, risking everything to achieve their goals. Dragged Across Concrete is a film filled with tension, moral questions, violence, and complex characters caught between the law and crime. The movie explores themes of justice, redemption, and the blurred lines between right and wrong in a gritty, suspenseful narrative. Number 4. Expendables 3, 2014, is the third installment in the action-packed series centered around a team of elite mercenaries known as the Expendables. In this film, Barney Ross, Sylvester Stallone, and his team, which includes characters like Lee Christmas, Jason Statham, Gunnar Jensen, Dolph Lundgren, and others, come into conflict with their former member, Conrad Stonebanks, Mel Gibson, who has turned into a criminal and arms dealer. Stonebanks, who originally co-founded the Expendables with Stallone, now leads his own illegal organization and becomes the team's primary antagonist. After discovering that their old ally has switched sides, Barney decides that it's time for a new generation of Expendables. He recruits younger, more technologically savvy mercenaries who possess modern equipment and skills, differentiating them from the older generation that relies on physical prowess. This new team of Expendables, alongside the original members, embarks on a dangerous mission to stop Stonebanks and his plans. The film is filled with action scenes, explosions, shootouts, and the over-the-top humor that the series is known for. It's a high-energy, fast-paced film that delivers the thrills and excitement expected from a movie featuring some of Hollywood's most iconic action stars. Number 3. The Man Without a Face, 1993, is a drama and comedy in which Mel Gibson stars and also directs the film. The story follows the character of Professor Johnny Good, a man who lives in isolation in the countryside and hides his face under surgical bandages. Johnny has a tragic past, and his disfigured appearance is the result of an accident that changed his life. Johnny decides to help a young boy named Charlie, Nick Stahl, who is struggling in school. Charlie's mother, desperate over her son's failures in school, hires Johnny to tutor him and prepare him for entrance exams to a prestigious school. Over time, a friendship develops between Johnny and Charlie, as Johnny tries to teach the boy values such as honor, courage, and self-confidence. However, Johnny's past, including his disfigurement, becomes a barrier when secrets related to his injury begin to surface. The film focuses on themes of inner beauty, friendship, redemption, and coming to terms with the past. Number 2. Braveheart, 1995, is a historical drama directed by and starring Mel Gibson. The film tells the story of William Wallace, a 13th-century Scottish hero who leads his nation against English occupation. The story is inspired by real events and focuses on the fight for freedom, love, and justice. William Wallace is an ordinary rural man who, after the tragic death of his wife, decides to stand up against English tyranny. King Edward I of England aims to subjugate Scotland and its people. Driven by a desire for freedom for his nation, Wallace becomes the leader of a rebellion that spreads across Scotland. The film showcases his heroic deeds, his relationship with Queen Isabella, and his determination to lead the Scots to victory, even though he knows his journey will be filled with personal sacrifices and difficult decisions. In addition to the action scenes featuring large-scale battles, the film also focuses on Wallace's inner strength and his dedication to his people. Braveheart became an iconic film that celebrates courage, selflessness, and the fight for freedom, even at the cost of personal loss. Number 1. Lethal Weapon, 1987, is an action film directed by Richard Donner. The story follows two Los Angeles police detectives who form an unlikely but effective duo. Martin Riggs, Mel Gibson, is a young, impulsive, and dangerous detective who suffers from personal tragedy. A year ago, he lost his wife, and since then, he has tended to act recklessly, almost as if he wants to die. His wild and reckless methods contrast with his new partner, Roger Murtaugh, Danny Glover, an older, experienced, family man who is close to retirement and prefers a calmer, more methodical approach. The two find themselves in the middle of an investigation involving drug trafficking and dangerous criminal gangs. Despite their differences in personality and approach to work, Riggs and Murtaugh become a strong and uncompromising duo who face not only dangerous criminals but also their own personal problems. The film is known not only for its action scenes and tense plot but also for the humor and strong bond between the main characters. Lethal Weapon kicked off a successful franchise, which includes several sequels, and became a classic of the action genre. I've chosen the first installment for this ranking because I believe it kicked off the successful series, and all four films definitely maintain high quality. If you're a fan of action films and haven't had the pleasure of seeing this series yet, you should definitely check it out. I would conclude today's ranking with this action-packed series, which is mainly made up of action films. Every single one of the films mentioned is definitely worth watching at least once, and I believe the time spent watching them will not be a waste for you. In the next ranking, we'll take a look at the films of the beautiful and very talented actress, Angelina Jolie, who has been, or perhaps still is, a platonic love on the big screen for many of us. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.